In any given school year, there are over 1,000 students who are homeless. And these students, they walk the hallways just like the other ones, but they have been forgotten. Their parents, in one way or another, are unable to take care of them. We want to bridge the gap from homelessness to overwhelming love.
Traditionally, we receive this kind of love from our moms and dads, but that's not the case for everyone. You know, life is messy. And one way love recognizes that the healing power of love extends beyond our traditional and biological families.
They're tough kids who are loving kids and just need a good, stable place to be, a place to call home. And none of them have really a place to call home except for the school. And they often love school because they can get meals there and have friendships there, and teachers who love them also.
When they are truly homeless and they are couch surfing and they don't have roots and there's no place for them to live in a healthy environment, for them to still be in high school, to not put up the white flag and say, I'm just quitting and I'm leaving. It's a pretty amazing thing that a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid is willing to do what it takes.
It's just something that I've always been drawn to try to help. And so when I joined Junior Auxiliary, one of our projects was a mentoring program, and it was with Slidell High School, and that's how I got to know Alexandra.
It took a while. Like, I was at school and I was like, I can't do this no more. Like, I no more school. Like, I don't want to do any of this. Like, it's too hard. Like, I'm going through too much right now, and like, school's not my priority. And like, one day I just met Miss Anderson, and she was like, hey, why don't you try and get a mentor? And I was like, okay. Well, then Miss Judy like kept texting my phone, just kept texting, and she was like, hey, good morning, and this and that, and then like, I just thought it was weird. Like, not even weird.
Yeah,
more like, why does she care? Like, she doesn't even know me.
When I was growing up with my biological family, my dad was not really around. He committed suicide in 2008. My biological mom was abusive. I was raised around drugs my whole life. When I was a kid, I used to like wake up and walk in the living room, and you know, my stepdad be cutting, you know, drugs on the table and everything. And that's what I was raised up around.
And when you see a kid that's in trouble, but you know the kid's heart and the ability that he has to be a man in life, and all he needs is a good foundation, then you really don't have a choice. You've got to step up, and you've got to make a difference in that child's life.
Growing up, my family wasn't really family, I guess. They were always into drugs, theft, any kind of crime that you could think of, really, they probably did. My aunt let me live with her. She told me I was no longer allowed to live with her, and I think I walked around for a few hours that day after she kicked me out, and met with Miss Janine in Starbucks. The first time I was ever supposed to meet her in person.
And it was really kind of awkward, I think, for him, because he was, you know, he'd walked around all day by himself trying to figure out what he's gonna do. And then my husband and I were like, hey, you know, we need to do something. So I said, okay, what do you want to do? And he said, well, we have an extra room. I called him up and I said, hey, you know, you want to come stay with us? And he was like, let me think about it. And I just kind of laughed. And but then he called like right before school started, and he said, yeah, I think I'd like that. So I said, okay, well, come on.
With my biological mom, she used to be really mentally abusive. So when I moved to Lacombe, she put me in the shed for about 4 years. When I was a kid, they didn't really feed me. I used to come to their house just bones, like nothing, like could barely go through life. When I was in school, couldn't concentrate at all. It was really hard for me to concentrate. I was behind in school because of the situation I was in, because I was worried about, you know, what's gonna happen to me this next morning. What am I gonna, you know, what am I gonna eat tonight? Am I gonna just have to go to bed without food? Am I gonna have to eat at school? Am I gonna, you know, have to try to ask somebody for food? Like, that was my main worries. And their family really took me in, blessed me. They changed me from what I used to be.
It just shows me that like you can open your arms to anybody. Like at first I never thought positive. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's just horrible and stuff like that. And like now it's like it's gonna be okay. Like even if I fall down, I'm just like, okay, well, let's just do something else. Plan B, Plan C. Like just to keep going and not to give up on yourself.
Mentors change lives. We've had situations where students who were literally just about ready to quit school, about ready to get involved in sex trafficking, and at a moment's notice, I was able to call Rosemary and say, we need a home for this child. And we put our minds together, we made phone calls, and through networking, we were able to find families that were our parents, adults that were willing to take these students in. And because of mentors, they were able to get across the stage. They were able to continue on with their life. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, if these students did not have mentors, they would not be here today with us in St. Tammany Parish. They would not be graduating. They would not be productive adults. And mentoring definitely changes lives.
I mean, I just look at the fact that had we not done what we done, what could have happened?
So like it's kind of crazy that, random people that you don't know treat you like family. And that's never really happened with me. Like it was a weird feeling to have love and compassion for me, because it's not shown where I was growing up.
Madison's a great kid, and these kids just need a second chance. They just need someone to say, hey, come on in, it's okay, put your bag down, you don't have to go anywhere anytime soon.
It means a lot to have somebody like that. To have somebody support you and make you realize you can do a lot more with yourself, and you don't have to follow all the negative that your past life has brought. It means a lot. They mean a lot in every aspect, whatever school, work, anything. They support and make you feel more loved than what you have.
If you say it's going to be okay, then you better be ready to make it okay by jumping in with both feet and roll your sleeves up and make it okay. Because so many kids have had so much disappointment from people who were supposed to love them. It's people who are supposed to take care of them. With a lot of the kids that I've dealt with, things haven't been okay, So don't say things that you can't help make happen.
There's so many needs that they have, basic needs of food, clothing, and a home and shelter. And One Way Love has been just tremendous with the generosity.
Having that support behind you is amazing. It makes you feel like you're way higher than you were before. It's great.
Having teens live with me, whether that was for a few weeks, a few months, some for almost a couple of years, it means so much to these teens when they have somebody who believes in them, somebody who loves them, somebody who wants to guide them, a place that they can come to where it's home. And with One Way Love, that's what we do. We try to meet each and every one of those needs to where these kids feel that they are a part of this big world, that they're loved, that they're cherished, that they can have a future, they can be successful.
Many teens blame themselves for the situations that they are in, but we at One Way Love want to make sure they know they are not alone and it is not their fault. This could have happened to any one of us, so we just want to be there to help lift them up and let them know that this is not the end, it's only the beginning of their lives.
One Way Love cannot exist and cannot continue its mission without people who support it. You can visit our website, onewaylove.org, set up a recurring monthly donation there. You can sign up for our newsletter. You can follow us on Facebook. Our community is amazing. The support that we get is amazing. But there is such a need that we could always use more help. We can always use a family willing to give a teen a helping hand, to give a teen a home. You get blessed by blessing others. There's just something in giving, and you just can't outgive God when you're helping His people.